Man, I am so excited to share this class with you guys because it's a gun that not every single person uses, but dude, it is actually really good. Like, there's barely any recoil, like zero recoil whatsoever. It has great damage and it has great range, and it's an SMG. Like, what more could you ask for in a weapon? This thing is insane. Guys, start using it. The P90 is literally super duper slept on. Like, you gotta use this thing. It's gonna drop people at long range, close range, mid range, and I got two classes I'm gonna share with you guys within this video. One of them is meant for distance and rushing. Like, usually you can't do that with a gun, but you could rush and go for long distance. And then the next one is meant purely for rushing, for those guys who just love to go for those kills and stuff and just loves to push the enemies. I got a class for every single type of player in this one. Guys, use it. The P90, abuse it, do what you gotta do with it, and let's get into it. What is up, guys? My name is Nick and welcome back to another Modern Warfare video. Now today we're going to be doing a gun that I haven't really done way too much of, and I love this gun. Like, this is one of those guns I play, but I don't really record myself playing with it, and when I do, it's just, dude, it is so nice. Like, this is just a fun gun to use. You're going to go off on people, there's no recoil, and the iron sight is beautiful. So guys, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to give you the perks, the attachments, everything, but before we do, man, if we could go for 92 likes on this video, I know it's going to be hard, but if we could do it, man, that would be amazing. Guys, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here with those notifications turned on, man. We're gonna get that. We're gonna go all the way, race up to 1 million and stuff, and we're gonna do it, guys. That would be sick. And let me know down in the comments below if you think this gun is slept on or if you just don't like it. Like, I don't see why you wouldn't like it, but whatever. Let's get into the actual perks. And for perk number 1, what I love running on this, or every single gun actually, is scavenger, because I hate being like out of bullets and having to pick up a gun off the ground, and then it turns out that gun is super awful and I end up dying. So I always just have scavenger on, so I could always use my gun no matter what. Perk number 2, ghost, because you don't want to be seen on that radar, especially if you're playing respawn game modes. If someone calls in a UAV, you don't want to be seen. And then perk 3, obviously tune up. You guys know why. You want to get dead silence 40% faster. Now, dead silence is obviously what I'm using, but you could pair this up with stop and power rounds and do even more damage. I love running C4, but for lethal, you can run what you want. And for tactical, I always suggest stim shot. It's like one of the best ones. Come on, you can heal yourself. You can even sprint longer with stim shot. It's just worth having. Now let's talk about the distance class first, the class that's made for going for long range, and then we're going to get into the rushing class. And the rushing class, it's one of my favorites because it's not bad at long range, but it's so overpowered up close. Like, dude, I was beating people with the MP5 and stuff, but we'll get into that class afterwards. Let's talk about the long range class first. This one, you obviously want to run the muzzle monolithic suppressor. It helps out with that long range. It gives you damage range, but not only that, it also gives you sound suppression, which in multiplayer might not seem like something you want to run, but it's just a little bonus. If you're playing Warzone, this class still drops people as well. Now, you do lose ADS speed and you do lose aim walking steadiness, but the aim walking steadiness, I'm going to tell you guys right now, is practically unimportant whatsoever, because this gun just has such great recoil control to begin with. It's just so stable, you don't have to worry about losing that. Now, the ADS does kind of suck to lose, but this gun still aims down sights pretty fast, because we're going to be working on that. We're going to be getting that back up. Now, the barrel is going to be the Forge Tac Retribution. This is the biggest barrel you could actually throw on the gun. It gives you damage range, it gives you bullet velocity, meaning if you go and aim at the head at long distance, most likely you'll be hitting the head at long distance. The bullets won't fall to the ground or anything. And it also gives you recoil control, which is something that's really nice as a bonus on this weapon right here. You don't need it, but it's a nice little bonus just to make it much easier to control. Again, you're losing ADS speed and you're losing some movement speed with this as well, but it's really worth it just to get that long range on it. Like, this feels like an AR at long distance. The next one is going to be the laser, and that's going to be the TAC laser. This gives you ADS speed, which is why we threw it on, because we lost a little bit of ADS. We definitely want that back, but it also gives you aiming stability and aim walking steadiness, which in my opinion is pretty nice to have. The aim walking steadiness gives it right back, because we did lose that before, so we're back at that as a positive. And the aiming stability is, if pretty much when you're aiming down sights and you're not shooting your gun, it's the way your gun moves left to right and sways in the air and stuff. You don't need it per se, because once you start shooting, it's canceled out right away, but it's always nice to have. But it is kind of unimportant to me. Now, the laser is visible, so if you are aiming down sights, your laser is going to be visible to the enemy, so you got to be weary about that, but don't worry worry about it too much. Now the next one, we're going to be running a stock, and personally, if it was up to me, I wouldn't be running a stock on this class. I would be running ammunition instead to get more ammo onto this gun. You only get 50 bullets, but the good thing is, or I should say the bad thing is, there is no ammunition attachments that you could put onto this class. That is it. You're stuck with the stock ammo and you can't change it. So that's why we went ahead and threw on the Forged Tac CQB comb for the stock, which gives us that extra ADS speed, which is nice to have, and it takes away some aiming stability. But like I said, if it was up to me, I wouldn't be running this. I would rather run extra ammo in my magazine, but we can't do that, unfortunately. Now the rear grip, the last attachment on this class right here, is going to be the stippled grip tape. This is really nice because it gives you ADS speed, but it gives you that super important sprint to fire speed, man. You always want that. This means that you could start hip firing right as you stop sprinting, like the millisecond you stop sprinting, and you'll be able to hit those enemies nicely and stuff like that before they could even aim down sights and try to shoot you. So definitely run that, and this gun does have very nice hip fire control. So you can shoot people, you're gonna hit those bullets, and it feels really rewarding. So definitely do that. But now let's get into the actual rushing class, the class that's built just for pushing and doing what you gotta do. Like if you're one of those people who can't sit still, you got ADHD, maybe you play like I do, I gotta always move those thumbsticks, this class is going to help you out a lot. And I would say it's on par with that best MP5 class I made maybe about 2 weeks ago. It's very good compared to that class as well. So if I'm putting this up against the MP5, you guys know it's a good class. You gotta use this, trust me. So the first thing you want, and I will say it does take a little time to get used to this class, but once you're used to it, you'll be shredding people. Like don't just play with it once and be like, oh, I don't like it. Play with it like 5-6 games and you'll be so much better with it. So the barrel is going to be the FSS 10.6 inch Pro. This isn't as big as the Forged Tac Retribution, but we don't want it to be as big as that. So this gives you damage range and it gives you bullet velocity. It doesn't give you the recoil control like the other one does, but it also doesn't take away movement speed like the Forged Tac Retribution does. So that's really good. It only takes away ADS speed, and in my opinion, that's really nice to have, especially when rushing. You don't want to lose movement speed, and we don't need the extra damage range as much. So just getting a little bit of that, in my opinion, is okay. Now the next one is going to be the laser, and this is the same as the last class. We're going to be using the TAC laser, so we could get ADS speed, aiming stability, and aim walking steadiness. Again, the only thing is that the laser is visible, and I did this mostly because I wanted that ADS speed and that aim walking steadiness. It feels really nice on this gun, and it's really good to use. Next off is going to be the stock, and this is going to be the fly strap. This gives you sprint to fire speed, which is really nice because we also get that bonus twice on this class right here, which means you're going to be shooting really fast after sprinting. It gives you aim walking movement speed as well, but it does take away some aiming stability. So the aim walking movement speed, in my opinion, it's really worth having because you get to move around faster, you get to dodge those bullets and be a much harder target to hit. If the enemies are trying to aim at you, just move left and right really fast while aiming down sights, and you're going to be much harder to hit than they are, and it's going to pretty much be in your favor most gunfights. So definitely run that. The underbarrel is going to be the stippled grip tape. Yes, it is called stippled grip tape because we can't actually put barrels onto this weapon because of the way the barrel is made and whatnot. It's weird. You can't throw on stuff, so we get a grip tape for it at least, and this one gives you recoil control and it gives you aiming stability. The reason I'm using this is to get that extra recoil control we want it on this gun in case we are going for those long shots. You guys can see it. It's an absolute laser, and it does take away some ADS speed and it does take away some aim walking movement speed, so we kind of lost that back right there, but it's pretty much worth it in my opinion for that recoil control. And the rear grip, the last attachment on this class right here, again, is going to be stippled grip tape. So we share that with the last class as well, and this is nice because you're getting that extra ADS speed, which is really sweet to have on this class, but you're also getting that second sprint to fire speed, meaning that you guys are going to be shooting really fast after sprinting. You don't have to worry about the enemies trying to do that first to you. This is really good to have, and I know a lot of people always overlook sprint to fire speed, but guys, you gotta understand, it is super important to have on your guns. You definitely want that. But nonetheless, guys, that's the classes right there. We got the distance one and we got the rushing one. One of my favorite guns in the game. I'm not gonna say it's my favorite, but it's one of those guns where if I'm having like a bad day, I'll just switch to using this, and it honestly feels like you have aimbot. It doesn't make sense. It's unfair towards the enemies, and in my opinion, that's why I love it. And I love making everything unfair for the enemies. So use this class, guys. Go ahead and do it. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of it. Please try it out before actually saying it's trash. Like, this is actually actually one of those classes that I really want people to start using because it's really slept on. Like I said, man, if we could go for 92 likes on this video, that would be awesome as well, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here with those notifications turned on, man. We're so close to 620k, so if we could hit that pretty soon, man, I would truly appreciate that. Nonetheless, guys, thank you for watching this video. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Use the P90. It's so overpowered you won't regret it. Damn it, yeah. That was weird. I might cut this out. I don't know. If you're listening to this, it means I didn't cut it out. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Peace.